Welcome back to the Sports Zone, everybody. In 1993, our parent company, Disney, created the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Now, 14 years later, they've changed their look, dropped the Mighty from their name, and last night became the first West Coast team to hoist Lord Stanley's Cup. And joining us live from his home Duck Center, Todd Marchant. Congratulations, Todd. How much sleep did you get last night?
Not very much. We got, after we left the locker room, we went out to a VIP tent and then finally got home here and was really excited because we was up first thing this morning and it hasn't really even set in. It's kind of been a tremendous experience for us.
Has it soaked in yet? I mean, it's been about 24 hours. Not
at all. I mean, people ask you, what does it feel? And it's kind of a numb feeling. It's unbelievable. It's almost magical, really, because you work so hard your entire life to get to this point, and here I am sitting next to it with my hand on it, and you never knew if it was going to be a reality.
You look pretty good next to it as well. Have you been told which day you're going to get to tote it around town, maybe around Orange County?
No, not yet. I'll be taking it probably back to my hometown in Buffalo, New York, and have a big party there for all my friends and family and everybody who's been a part of me being here.
Now, everybody, of course, growing up playing hockey, you dream of playing for the Stanley Cup and one day winning it. Now, you have to have some sort of plan. What have you planned with the Cup once you get your chance?
Again, I haven't really thought that far ahead. I mean, people were talking about it as we were getting close to it, and as an athlete, I don't even think you want to think about it, but you know what, it's just special to have my family here, my mom and my dad and my kids and my wife all be a part of this because they've had to make a lot of sacrifices for me to be here and where I am today. And my two brothers and my grandfather and my uncle, they all made it down to the games 3 and 4 in Ottawa, and it was just actually really special to have them around.
Everybody knows about the superstition of shaving and not shaving because you got to have that playoff beard. You shave once, it's all over. When did you shave? Was it last night or this morning?
Yeah, I shaved last night, and in fact, my daughter Ashley didn't even really recognize me. She's like, "What? Something looks different about you." And I'll tell you what, it was quite itchy and very hot, but it was well worth it. It was a great ride, and we're going to continue to enjoy it for the next little while.
Now, Todd, at the beginning of the season, a lot of the experts were picking the Ducks to win the Stanley Cup. Now, how much pressure was that on you guys during the regular season at the beginning of the season?
I thought that our team handled it very well. I mean, we started off the season, we got off to a great start. We had a lot of adversity in the middle of the year with a lot of injuries, but the team continued with the game plan. We worked hard every night, never gave up, and that carried over. It made us a stronger team in the long run. We had some great guys stepping up at the key times, and that's what you have to have for your team to be championship.
There's been a lot of players on that team, Todd, that have waited a long time, over 10 years to win the Stanley Cup. Now, you waited 12 years. Now, I mean, tell me about the wait. Did you think like, oh, man, it's not going to happen?
Every year, you start training camp. You start training in the middle of the summer, thinking about this moment, thinking about having your hand on the cup. And there's a lot of hours, a lot of bike rides, a lot of lifting, a lot of skating, sweat, blood, tears, everything. And there was a lot of seasons there where I didn't even get a chance to play in the playoffs because our team didn't make it, or you get to the playoffs and you lost in the first round, or even last year going to the conference final and then finally losing to Edmonton. That day, the day after we lost, it was the day we started preparing for this moment. And like I said, we're going to enjoy this for a little bit, but our focus again will be on coming back and repeating.
And on the other hand, Todd, when you look at some of the younger teammates like Ryan Getzlaf, Corey Perry, Travis Moore, and the rest of them, they're about 2 or 3 years into their career. They've played in back-to-back conference championships. They've won the Stanley Cup. Do they realize how tough it was to win it all?
Well, I mean, I know how difficult it was, and I think that's something that's a job for me to, as a veteran guy and a lot of our veteran players, to impress on these young players that, it's not as easy as that. It is a difficult road. It's the most difficult trophy to win in professional sports. And we knew what it took and how difficult it was. But you know what? it was that much sweeter once we did accomplish it.
You know, of course, Disney started the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Before you came to Anaheim, what did you think about the Mighty Ducks organization?
We have the best owners in the league. Henry and Susan Samueli from day one have treated us like nothing but gold. And it's just been a tremendous experience. And obviously with Brian Burke and the entire staff and right down to the coaches and trainers, everybody treats you with class. And it was nice to be able to reward them with a win as well.
But before the Samuelis took over and they were the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, from the movie, did they have the respect around the league from you guys?
Well, I mean, I think it's just, you know, that's just a name. You know, I mean, this year we changed. We went to the Anaheim Ducks, and just because of the difference between Disney and our new owners, and they want a new identity. But, you know, we were a team that was determined. We were determined from day one, and it doesn't matter whether there was a duck on your front of your jersey or if it was the name Ducks on the front. You know, we were going to go out, we were going to play hard, and I think a lot of the teams in this league, we're experiencing that. And
you haven't forgotten where you grew up. In the off season, you hold a week-long hockey clinic. Tell us about the clinic and where the proceeds go. Oh, I'm sorry, Todd. I don't think you heard me.
I'm sorry, I lost you.
Yeah, I was just talking about your clinic you hold back at home. Can you talk about the clinic and where the proceeds go?
Oh, well, you know, every year back home in Buffalo, my family and I have had, we do a charity hockey school, and we've donated the proceeds to numerous local charities in the area. And again, we're doing it this year, and, you know, we look forward to it every year.
Now, Todd, hopefully you can hear me, or maybe our translator can throw you the question. Now, growing up in Buffalo, did you ever think that a team from the West or a team from California would one day win the Stanley Cup?
No, not really. You know, I spent 10 years in Edmonton, which is in the West Coast, and, you know, being from the East Coast, never thought this would be, a year and a half ago, I never thought this would be possible. I'd be in this situation, so it just makes it that much more special.
Hey, Todd, thanks so much for taking some time out. I know that it was a long 24 hours, and we also thank our translator. I think that's Sean McCarthy down there at your home. Enjoy it.
I couldn't hear anything.
All right, we're going to take another quick break. Still ahead, Kobe's issues are still lingering, but Dr. Bus is on vacation. So where do things stand now? And the Sports home openers tomorrow night. Tonight, head coach Michael Cooper joins us live coming up on the Sports Zone.